We're off.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Working Town Council Finance and General Purpose meeting. Today I'm the chair, Paul Scott, and I'm chairing the meeting. I'd just like to go around the room and ask everybody to introduce themselves in the form of a roll call. I'll call the name out. Can you please just confirm you're present? Carol Armstrong.
Councillor Carol Armstrong, Harrington and Salterbeck Ward Councillor present.
Councillor Herbert Briggs.
Yeah, Councillor Herbert Briggs, Town Councillor for Harrington.
Councillor Ryan Briggs.
Good evening, Councillor Ryan Briggs for Harrington Ward present.
Councillor Jed Glazier. Jed, are you there?
He's on mute.
You're on mute, Jed. Okay, we can see you there. Councillor Hilary Harrington. You're on mute, Hilary.
Keep you out of trouble when you're on mute. Councillor Hilary Harrington present.
Councillor Sean Melton.
Councillor Sean Melton for Westfield and Moss Bay present.
We have apologies for Councillor Blaine Sansom. Councillor Stephen Stoddart.
Here.
And Councillor William Wilkinson.
Councillor Wilkinson present.
Okay, so apologies for
Councillor
those.
Janet King.
Do apologise, Councillor Janet King. I do keep forgetting about you. We do have apologies for Blaine. Everyone else is now present. Can we look at declaration of interest? Does anybody have anything relating to this meeting that they would like to declare interest in? Councillor Janet King.
Yes, there's just one item which is a grant to Citizens Advice that's on the list. It's just as part of the outgoings.
Right.
If that's discussed. I work for them.
Mr. Chair.
I also would like to discuss PPE and money that was promised to Moor Close Theatre.
Can we pick that up in the meeting?
Yeah.
That's all right, yeah.
Chair.
Yeah.
Plot holder finance allotment.
Okay, anyone else got any interest? No? Right, okay, we can now move on to exclusion of press and public. We have one item on our agenda that will need to be an exclusion of press and public, which relates to employment issues. And obviously, because it's named, we cannot have it in a public meeting. So we will, after number 9 on our agenda, we will end the meeting and then discuss the employment issue. Minutes from the last meeting. Can we accept that the minutes are read and present and correct?
Move them.
Seconded. I'll second them.
Move those. Schedule of payments. As per normal, can you raise your hand if you have anything to say so as I can see you, or just give us a wave so as I can move it to you. A lot of this, because it's paperwork, then obviously what we need to do is make sure that you've all read the paperwork that has been sent out to you all prior to the meeting to ensure that it is done. Sorry, Sean, were you wanting to say something?
Yeah, I was. Sorry, Paul. The PPE for gloves and boots, £340.12 to Cars Billington Agriculture. Reference 108630. How many pairs of boots and how many pairs of gloves does that get you?
Do you know what date that was, Sean?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what
All
date
right,
it was.
I see.
Just read it out.
No, I'm trying to find it, Sean.
Oh, sorry. No, I haven't put a date on that one, haven't you? It's on the first page, I think, Paul.
Right.
10th of August.
10th of August, I've got it, yeah. I mean, usually what they would do is buy him in bulk, Sean, so they would buy the amount that they would need. Obviously, if there's a lot of face shields in that, if a lot of things that they'll throw away, that'll be why.
Paul, it just says pairs of boots or pair of boots. It could be 1 or it could be 20. We don't know. And it could gloves. How many gloves? And what sort of gloves? Either
Well,
for
tho-
PPE, either for
well-
COVID.
I mean, they're checked by the people who sign the receipts. The invoices are present when they're paid. Basically, two councillors from this group go to the office every week and sign off those invoices. So they would check those invoices to ensure that they were present and correct.
That's fine, Paul, but it seems a lot of money, that matter.
No.
The other issue I had was the JCB finances keeps popping up. That's
Yeah,
on the 10th of the 9th as well. What's that for?
JCB finance is for our lawnmowers.
I thought we
Purchase
bought
our
one
lawnmower.
more.
No, we finance lawnmowers on a similar to the van. Catherine, you were raising your hand there.
No, I was just about to say one pair of boots is something like £80 or £90 because of steel toe capped ones, and we've had to have an awful lot of personal protective equipment because the guys are working outside and stuff. So masks, gloves, all that type of stuff, and we can't use them again. So we bought like a massive bulk. We've got enough. We bought enough then to last us for a while.
That's fine, Catherine, but I'm sure you can get a pair of boots, toe capped or not, for a lot less than what you just said there, darling.
Yeah.
I don't buy them. I just okay them.
I think the majority of that was disposable PPE for COVID.
Mm.
Paul,
Yeah.
I can't find my button to put my hand up. So can I ask a question? On the 12th of August, we paid Robert Benson £840 for storage.
Yes.
Will this cease if we take over the other building?
Yes, it will.
It will.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Paul, can I
Yeah.
come in, please? I haven't got my figure work in front of me because my printer's broken. So I have got nothing to come back to see. But basically looking at the hire of a cement mixer, would it be
Yeah.
prudent to buy one, because cement mixers aren't too dear to buy, rather than keep hiring one? I can't remember how much the hire was for the cement mixer.
I don't know, but I think a lot of it is. It was £33 the cement mixer, £33.24. I had the cement mixer
Okay.
for the
Well, to
benches.
buy one would be more prudent, surely.
Well, it might be, and I think the problem comes, Hilary, is we don't have a lot of storage space. So obviously, the more equipment we buy, we then have to asset tag it and store it safely.
Yes,
So,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But there
so
was work in hand for storage going back before the pandemic. So we do need to utilise our workforce a little bit better to get all these ideas up and running without waiting for months and months and months for it to happen.
Well, if
storage of Wilkins Park to do all this.
If need be, can we come on to that? There's a little bit of a strategy that we've talked through and we might need to look at. So we'll come on to that later on. Yeah.
Well, I'm just needing... money, yeah. Okay, no problem.
Can we just accept that these have been checked and signed and acknowledge them?
I've got another one, Paul.
Oh, okay, Carol. Yeah.
On the 1st of October, we paid Allerdale Borough Council £67.20 for play area inspection at Harrington Marina. We usually inspect our own?
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that one. I would have to check on that and come back to you if that's all right. Can you put that in the minutes?
Paul, Alison goes around and checks them every week.
I think it could well be that Chris used to have the qualification to do them.
It's for repairs, Paul. It's for repairs, so health and safety. That's going back well before the pandemic that was ordered. So it's taken all this long to get it done.
Oh, maybe because of the gypsies and travellers.
Gypsies and travellers. Okay.
Okay, we'll leave that one. Thank you.
Is everybody else happy with that?
Yeah. I am.
Just so as you know that when these get signed off, it's usually myself, Councillor Wilkinson or Councillor Stoddart that signs them off.
Yeah.
All right. Schedule of payments, bank reconciliation. So that was also attached to your agenda, and basically what it tells you is what is expected to be in the bank and what we have in the bank, and it is all present and correct with no variant. Can we move that?
Thank you.
Proposer?
Me.
Seconder? Herbert. The next one we have budget monitoring statement, which you all have sent to you, which basically gives you what your spend is by the month, what your budget was, and what you have remaining in your budgets. Can we move that report?
Move that report.
Carol, and can we have a seconder? Councillor Wilkinson. We have, can we accept an external auditor's report, which has been to note the report from the external auditors in Annual Governance Accountability Return, AGAR, for the year ending 31st of March 2020. Basically, the background of this is, it is an annual governance accountability return. It has been received back from PKF Littlejohn LLP and published on the council's website and notice board, and it is clear with no further actions required. Can we accept that, please?
Accept it.
And can we please extend our gratitude to Judith for doing a good job?
Absolutely, 100%. So we
Let's
have,
say as well, it says at the end, they commend the presentation of records prepared by the council's officers, which are fully transparent and greatly assist a clear audit trail. So thank you all very much.
absolutely, thanks for that. So we have Hilary and Carol on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, and also there is an internal auditor's report, which was to receive and note the internal auditor's report for the halfway point until the 30th of September 2020. And if you look at the internal auditor's report, which came with it, it clearly states on it that there are no issues with regards to this whatsoever. We are 100%
Fantastic.
legal official.
Good.
Well done, everybody.
Absolutely, yes. So we've done that one. We've done external auditors report. We've done internal auditors report. So we now got to number 9 on the agenda, which is, of course, the big one that we all want to talk about, is the Princess Street development. I just want to do a quick scan through. I have done it. It's not a very posh presentation, so please forgive me for that. I'm not a clued up type of guy, but I have just got some facts. I'm going to share a screen, and then we'll just go through the process of it, of what it could look like, and we'll have a look to see whether you want to progress it. So if we share the screen, and okay, can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll fire then. We're going to start that one. Basically, this building has become available. It became available, and there was a lot of interest where we looked at it. We've had several discussions on this. It went to main council, and it was suggested that county council may see this as a community asset, and that we may want to ask them if they would sell it for £1. Councillor Barbara Cannon was going to speak to someone within the county council to look at that. In the meantime, I've spoke directly to Stuart Young, who is the leader of the county council, who has assured us, and we have had assurance in the past, that it does not meet the community asset profile, so therefore they see it as a commercial asset. Their initial price for this asset was £65,000 to purchase, and to be quite honest with you, we didn't see it as valued as that much money, so we had an independent valuation done, and they came back for £30,000. There was then some negotiation, as county council didn't accept the independent audit valuation, and we agreed on a price of 50,000. If you have a look at the building, and I know this, as long as you can all see this, I'm going to move my adder on there. This is your main entrance here. Can everybody see me adder?
No, sorry, all I can see is...
You're on mute, Carol.
Sorry, Janet. It's
Janet,
all
sorry.
I can see is where it says the file with the tick on it. It's not gone up to full screen on mine.
Or mine.
Oh,
Can you see
Double
it there?
click on Paul.
no.
It needs the file open, Paul.
Well, I don't know. I'm on mine.
No,
I'm
hold on.
just all I'm looking at is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to open up. I can't say no.
Yeah.
That's odd then. Can you
Now
see
you're
that?
down to the second one. I can
Right.
see you've moved across, but I can't see what you're opening.
Yeah.
Right. That's odd because I've got a full screen of it.
No.
Right.
Let me see.
Uh,
Something.
Just carry on, Paul, because it's.
Just read it, Paul.
well,
Carol, there's no point carrying on if we can't do anything or see anything if there's a presentation being done.
Well, we've been and seen the building.
No, you have. Some of us haven't because some of us work.
Well, you could have gone at night. There was 2.
No,
Dark.
you couldn't. Not when you're on holiday as well, Carol.
Okie dokie. I'm just
Please.
trying to see how you can pull it up.
I haven't been in either, Carol. All of us
Thank
haven't
you
been
very
in.
much.
I don't know how I share it then. Right.
Because it just says collage and.
Right.
Paul, is it a PowerPoint presentation?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay.
Can you still not see that? No.
No, we can just see the 6 little ones.
Right. That's a bit strange then, isn't it?
And you're
Paul,
on-
would it not be easier for when we were down there 2 weeks ago and I asked you if we can get a key to go and have an old look around side for the councillors that haven't seen inside? Maybe make a meeting.
Unfortunately,
Let's go down, make a meeting at a time, and we'll all meet there. The ones that haven't been down.
we don't have the keys for the building. Obviously, it's a county council building, so we would need to look at that.
No, surely we can get them. We've had them before.
Sorry, can I interrupt a second? Paul, can you send me that, please? And I'll stick it in a PowerPoint presentation and then I'll be able to put it up. Just email it to me, the whole thing.
It's because it's on different things. It's on different slides. It isn't on one slide. That's what the problem is.
It's I can put it on one presentation on different slides. It's fine.
Okay, let's try.
Send an email with all the files on that.
Had you better take it off? Had you better take it off the main screen, Paul, in case you've got anything confidential on there?
Well, I shouldn't have our confidential on it. It's not my laptop.
Oh, right.
Right. I'm just trying to work out the best way of doing this, really.
The 5-minute adjournment be very good in order for to try and do it, Paul.
Here, Paul. Will.
All right. I'm not sure how. I mean, to be honest, let's just carry on through it because it was just really to walk you through the plan. And what I'll do is I'll email you what is there so as you can have a look at it. But I mean, the main thing about this is the valuation was 65,000. There was a £30,000 estimate done by an independent. We agreed on a 50,000 settlement to purchase the building. The main thing that we need to look at here is it's when you look at inside of it, it's in quite good nick. It's in is acceptable for its age. There isn't a massive amount of work that needs done on it. Probably the biggest amount of work that needs done on it is the barge boards outside, window frames, etc. The key issue that we need to think about when we talk about this is going to go up for sale as a commercial asset. If I can try and show you, you will lose if we do not move on this and do not look to purchase this. We will stand to lose a particularly large chunk of the park. Now I'm going to put this up here, and you might be able to see this, so please bear with me.
Where does the £20,000 deficit come from, Paul? From an independent value
Can you see
to what we've landed on?
box? Can you see the red hatch box?
Yeah.
Can't say now.
Hold on, I've got it.
Where have you gone there? Not before, no.
Paul, I've got that picture right there.
Right, you want to share that for me then?
Yeah, I'm going to try and find it.
Paul, did that valuation of 30,000 include the land?
That valuation was for everything, yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Obviously, for obvious
£20,000
reasons. And
There's a £20,000 deficit somewhere, Paul. Why is it saying 30,000 to 50 and we've agreed on 50?
Sean, let me speak. Sean, please let me speak. Can I just say, when you do an estimate on a property and you're trying to buy a property, then obviously your estimate, you obviously going on a low side, don't you, to try and, So what we needed to do was make sure that the estimate was official and to the value that we would hope that it would be paid, we would pay for it. And from there, we would then go into negotiations with Cumbria County Council. The guy who did the estimate done the necessary work and estimated it at the £30,000. But do you found it yet, Carol?
Yeah, there is. Can you see it?
Yeah. So if you look at that, screen there, in the bottom corner, you'll see Fleet Street, which is the street that runs up to the park itself. You'll see the big red hatched box. Now that is the land that belongs to the building. Now the building, if you look inside, that red hatch box clearly is marked out along with where the fence work is. So the scenario is here. We can either not look at taking this over and potentially lose that piece of the land for a private developer to develop houses. Okay. I'm just going to send you an email over. Can you see if you can get it on your screen for me?
Yeah, if you're all allowed to look at this, can I unshare this now?
Well, no, if you just leave that on there for now, at the moment. Okay. I'm going to send you this over now, Catherine.
Okay. Sorry, so you're looking at my emails now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys, I can't have both up. I don't know how to do that.
Well, do you want to take that down then for now?
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know how to take it down now. Hold on a second. Let me just go.
Mike's.
Just press the X at the top.
I am trying to do that, except if I do, the thing will go off as well.
Stop screen sharing.
There you go. That's it. I don't know how to stop the screen sharing. I'm just going to have a look.
Right across the top of your screen, you should have a green.
It's all right, I've got it. Yeah. Go on.
So, as you've seen there by that image, what you end up with is there's a large chunk of park. I have just sent an image across to Catherine now, and it's an image from St Michael's Ward for a piece of land of similar size. And it is simply a land that is being used and sold for development reasons. And that piece of land has a valuation of £55,000. Now, take into account that that piece of land is of similar size. It's in St Michael's Ward, same as that piece of land. It has a value of £55,000 on the open market to this day. So my suggestion would be £50,000. Sorry?
But it hasn't sold.
Whether it's sold or hasn't, it's on the market at that price. So my assumption would be the 50,000 is a reasonable fee. I now want you to think of that piece of land on that park. And there's a clear discussion that goes on that says we can either be defensive and say that piece of land's 50 grand and we're losing 20 grand somewhere else. Or what we can do is say, if we bought that piece of land, demolished that building and actually built 4 houses on that piece of land, Will might be able to help me out here, but the houses on Princess Street, what did Billy Plaskett sell them for?
100 plus.
Per house.
Per house.
So it not only is it
£139,995 to be precise.
There you go then. So if we were to build 3 or 4 houses on that plot of land, there's a potential to make us some huge amount of money if we wish to do so.
So you're saying we're going to build houses there as well?
No, I'm not saying we're going to do that, Sean. What I'm trying to do is put a business case there that just because we're buying that building doesn't mean that building needs to remain there if we want it to. What there is it's clearly valued at the right price because we already have another price from St Michael's Ward that shows that. Mm-hmm. And if we were to build houses on there, there's a potential of huge profit. If not, and devolution comes about and we do inherit the town hall back, it's an ideal location that links to the park and provides community assets for youth clubs and that kind of thing. So that's basically the stance that I would.
Can I ask a question, Paul?
By all means, Sean.
If we go ahead and we buy this park, sorry, not the park, the buildings, going forward, developing the park, are we then going to reinstate the park that was within the park and also develop maybe a disabled park within it?
I'm not sure what you mean, a park within a park, Sean.
Well, it was a park when I was a kid.
Right.
It's a park now, but there's no park there. There's a lot of stupid gym equipment.
There's a lovely children's play area.
A little one.
What I would
extend it at some point.
What I woid say is we're getting off the mark here, because that discussion is an environment discussion that should go to the Environment Committee. This is purely about a financial transaction, and that financial transaction, I hope, clarifies that the purchase of that particular property would not only be beneficial to Workington Town Council in the short term until devolution, should it happen, or council restructuring. We're not paying over the odds because we've clearly got a price there from another piece of land, same size, within St Michael's Ward, that actually is £5,000 dearer. And more to the point, we don't stand to lose a large percentage of Vulcan Park, which I might point out is Workington Town Council's biggest asset. Exactly. I agree. And in the meantime, as I said, for me personally, I would love to see nothing more. Instead of going to a side gate on Workington Town Council, a gate on the side of the town hall, I would like to see nice open doors, welcoming people into the rooms, being able to show them some of the things that we do in our community.
Our own Christmas tree outside.
And by all means, you can have your own Christmas
tree.
Hasn't it?
And also, can I just say, there's a really big room there which would be ideal for meetings and the mayor's parlour and things like that we haven't got at the town hall. It's just not big enough. It's all like little rat run tucked down the side at the moment.
Yeah.
So you're asking us to vote on, do we take this to full council?
Hang fire a minute, Councillor Wilkinson.
Yeah. Previously, when we done this, Paul, I did propose a motion that we go ahead to buy this. I haven't changed my mind. I know it's going to be an absolute asset. I know it's a no-brainer. If we don't buy it, we're basically stealing it. And I propose that we go forth and we buy this.
Okay.
Again.
I'll second that.
And a second. Do we want to take a vote? Because we would need to present this to the full council. And I just need to be absolutely clear that we are accepting that this, and I suggest that me and Catherine get our heads together and make sure we know how to present. I know how to present the presentation on the screen. Okay, can I just go through everybody's name and just ask whether you agree with it or you disagree? Sorry, Councillor Harrington. Yeah, yes, Councillor Harrington.
I'd like to go a little bit more into how are you going to financing this? I'd like to know a little bit more about that at the moment, please, before I put my hand up to anything. How are you going to finance it, first of all?
Right. Okay. I mean, ideally speaking, if we look at what we've made off our reserves, at this moment in time, because interest rates are low, we would suggest that we go down the route of a works loan board.
How much? What figure have you got in mind?
Well, that's a secondary discussion as to with the Environment Committee as what they would want to see happening in the park with regards to personally myself, I believe there's an opportunity now, because the interest rates are so low, that we look at all the buildings in the park and we try and bring those buildings back into use. Certainly, I remember as a young man going into the cafe and playing pitch and putt and getting me cokes and me drinks. The shelter is a fantastic little building that needs quite a bit of work done on it. And I know that we have a grant on that. However, the grant doesn't actually cover all the work that needs done.
I agree with you, Paul. Can we just stick to buying the CC building now? Because that comes under our 3-year plan for Vulcans Park. This is a separate issue we're talking about now, surely. So if we can stick to the figures on buying this building alone, we can see exactly where we stand. We can always get money from funds elsewhere to do with the inner of the Vulcan Park. It's the purchase of the building that concerns me more, how you intend to do it. And if you said go for a full loan on a low income, on a fixed income, that's fine by me. But I still want to know how much, because you haven't done an estimate on how much the work is going to cost for the inside and the outside of this building.
We have an estimate. Yeah, we do have an estimate.
I've never seen any estimates then. And
Well,
we should have got to this stage before now, surely. We're coming to this late day to take it to full council. We should have a little bit more information of what's going on with the costings.
Hillary, what I would say to you is I've sent an email to each and every one with regards to the costings and what was allocated for those.
Well, I must have gone in my clutter box because I haven't reached them, Paul. You need 3 estimates, and I've never anything like that at all. So can you tell me what date you sent that email, and I'll have IT looking into my box for it for me, please?
Yeah, I can certainly do that. No bother at all.
Sorry?
Sean, did you get your version? Because I know you raised it.
Yes, I've seen it, Paul. Yeah, I've had a look, mate.
Has everybody else seen it?
Yes.
Yes, we've all seen it.
Okay, everybody else? Just me then. It's just me who hasn't received it.
Well,
Just
I will.
you again.
It looks like that way, doesn't it?
I shall send you it, and then you have it.
No, could you tell me what date it was sent, and I'll look for it back in my email box to see if I'll find it.
I will do. I will do.
Okay, so I still don't know what the figures are then, do I? I haven't seen the email. So have you got them in front of you then, please?
I don't at this moment in time.
Has anybody else got them in front of them?
It's on my laptop that I'm using. That's what it is. And if I close it down, I don't know whether I will get the case back up again. It was approximately 50,000 to buy, and I'm going to say £25,000 development on that building. And that was to put new windows in right round, new doors, new parking for the front, parking for the sides, refurbish the building as in paintwork, etc., introduce customer toilets, and
something for the roof. Check the roof.
And yes, to put a new Firestone roof on there.
Yes.
Have you not planned for solar paneling?
We haven't done a plan for solar paneling. No, I know you have discussed it, but we didn't actually have the time to get the costing. The general opinion is that solar paneling for something that size is around about £6,000. So that would need to be took into account if you wanted it. John, do you want to...
Paul, has the boiler been checked yet?
No, not yet. I've got assurances from the county council that it is fully serviced and operational.
From a few years ago, yeah.
From when it ended to use.
Thank you.
At the end of the day, people, it's like this. It's an asset. You can either choose to go forward with the asset, or you choose not to go forward with the asset.
Can I make a suggestion, Paul, please? Can I make a suggestion? I'm not against buying it whatsoever, not at all. But as Herbert said, I think it was Herbert that said it before, he hasn't seen inside. I haven't seen inside either. So when's our next full council?
The 25th.
25th. So could we just arrange a meeting in between now and then where we can all go that haven't seen it and go and have a look at it?
I can certainly do my best for you if you wish, Hillary.
Possible.
But what I can certainly do Hillary, I can certainly do my best to arrange it should we wish to do so. What I would suggest is, sorry?
We're in lockdown.
You're 2 meters apart. You're 2 meters apart.
Of course. No, in lockdown we're not allowed to meet up more than one household, so we would have to do it one at a time.
That's fine then, no problem.
We'll have to stay there all day, Paul, and invite people down.
You mean Catherine will have to stay there all day?
Yeah, thanks for that.
No, there's no deferring this, Sean.
Why?
Unfortunate. There's no deferring it. If they don't get an answer on the 25th at our full council meeting, this will be going on the open market. It has been delayed for too long. And
so we have to make a decision tonight, you're more or less saying, aren't you? Can I make
Absolutely,
a decision tonight?
Absolutely.
So you're going to just
make a decision when councillors can't go through it because of COVID. So we should have some sort of case there, surely.
All I can tell you is what they've told me is that after the 25th, they're looking to progress as a sale. And they have delayed it a month, to be fair, from the last.
All right, Paul, we can go and progress it, mate, because without saying it, it isn't getting my vote. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be doing it there or horrible.
Stephen, did you want to say something?
Yeah, what it is, we have limited time to make this happen. If it doesn't happen by next Wednesday, it's potentially gone. So all we've got to do, the people that have seen it, we've just got to put our trust and faith in them, that they've seen the building, they've analysed it, and to me, it does sound like it's a very good deal for us as a town council, and it's a big chunk of Vulcan's Park. So as far as I can see, I'm all in favour of making this purchase because it's a good investment.
Can I suggest that a way forward is that if Catherine can get the slides off Paul, that we can all have a look at before, say, next Monday, and then they can just email you, Paul, with a yes or a no, if they're not, because as Sean says, if he hasn't seen it, he doesn't want to put a
I
vote.
haven't seen it either.
Or
Listen,
Hillary.
Can everybody please just stop? And if you want to speak, can you please raise your hand so that we can direct accordingly? Herbert, you've got your hand raised. Then I've got
desperately trying to get your attention.
I can see that. Yeah, Herbert.
Yeah, like Stephen says, my name was mentioned that I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen it because I was at work. But exactly like Stephen says, people have seen it, and we're all in this together. So we've got to trust what the people who have seen it are saying, that it is a good asset buy. I personally don't need to see it. I trust them that have seen it, and everybody that has been in there have said to me, it's a no-brainer. So for me, yeah, I don't have to see it. I trust what users are saying, to be honest.
Sorry, yeah, but if
hang on, Sean, hang fire. Catherine.
We've got loads of photographs of the inside of it. We've got a whole file of really, really good photographs. And when I say good, I mean clear. And you can really see that there's loads of them. You can see the whole thing.
They've all been shared, Catherine.
Sorry.
Everybody's already had those.
Oh. Do you want me to send them again if anybody wants to just double check them?
No, I think they were taken as part of the valuation on it. Oh. I mean, a visit isn't an issue. A visit is an issue. I think Stephen's right in what Stephen said. It's a very valuable part of asset. And if you look at the park, if we're prepared to lose that section of the park because we haven't seen inside of it, then we just need to understand that that's what we're saying, to be fair. Will, you've got your hand up?
Yeah, can I suggest that if you can, Catherine, could you please put these photos up and screen share with us now for those who haven't seen to have a look at now?
There's loads of them, Will. There's like 2 dozen or something.
I was lucky enough to go there, and I've gone through the building in fine detail, and to be honest with you, that is why my decision is made. I don't want to look again. I'm quite happy to go ahead with this project, and that's the whole reason why I proposed that we do it.
Okay, Sean, you want to come in?
Yeah, I just want to see the pictures for the start.
Okay, Janet, you've got your hand up.
Sorry.
All right. No, I was just going to say, it went to last council meeting, and it would have been voted on then had it not been sort of it was going to county to be checked out. So I thought everyone had actually seen everything and was in agreement.
Unfortunately not.
Right. Well, all I'm prepared to say at this minute is to me, it's a valuable asset. It's a big chunk of the park, should we don't choose to move it. Someone else will buy it and remove that chunk of the park from us. So that's my thing.
To the vote.
So it's been proposed, it's been seconded, and I would just like to say, let's take it to the vote now, whether we can progress with it. Or whether we can present it to the full council. I suggested full council. I'll work with Catherine and make sure the presentation. Okay, Sean, hang fire. I'll make sure the presentation is working and we can put it up on there. and obviously the full council then can see the presentation as well. We will also try and get the keys in place, so as in between now and the 25th, we'll try and get as many people in there to have a look, should they choose to wish to do so. Sean, would you want to come in and say something?
That's what I was going to say. But I'm not going to put my hand up now to say we're going to do this without seeing it. I want to see the pictures, at least what Catherine's got or what you've shared, which is fine. I'm going to say yes or no tonight. I'm sorry.
It has to be, a decision has to be made tonight, whether we're going to protect this to full council.
Okay.
Janet, you've got your hand up.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I just suggest that we vote to take it to full council, and then it's up to people on the night whether they vote for it. But hopefully, having seen everything, they'll see that it's a fantastic asset for us.
Absolutely, and I think you're probably right on exactly what you've just said there, to be fair. On the full night in full council, we can all make a vote as to whether we progress or we can't. So we're quite happy with that. Okay, so we've got a proposer and a seconder, as in Will and was it Carol? Yeah.
Carol.
So all those in favour of presenting to full council on the proviso that we will get as many folk in to visit that site legally possible with the COVID lockdown and regulations. Also that on the proviso that Cumbria County Council will give us access to the building again. So if I go through your names, if you can say for or against. Councillor Carol Armstrong.
For.
Councillor Herbert Briggs.
For.
Councillor Ryan Briggs.
Councillor Ryan Briggs, viewed the building over 12 months ago. I'm for.
Councillor Jed Glazier.
I'm for.
Councillor Hilary Harrington.
For.
Councillor Sean Melton.
For.
Councillor Stephen Stoddard.
For.
Councillor William Wilkinson.
Then I proposed it for.
And Councillor Paul Scott is for. So that will now move to full
Janet
council.
King for.
Sorry, Janet, I do keep forgetting about Janet King. Janet King for. Right, sorry. So thank you about that. And that will now move to full council. And after that now, we move to an employment issue on the agenda. And because of that, it is an exclusion of public and press.
Paul, can I just come in there? Can you mention the address the email from Councillor Heasley about our assets register?
So, oh, sorry, I do apologise. I do apologise also. We also have a number of, that isn't on the agenda, we have a number of grants that have come in. And I would like to present the grants to you and tell you a little bit about them for an agreement that these can be paid or not paid. Obviously, Christmas is coming, etc. Councillor Harrington.
Point of order, if it's not on the agenda, it cannot be accepted, Chair.
No, quite right, Hilary.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine, no problem. Okay, that's no
But
problem.
can you make sure whatever they are, they go on the next one?
Okay, well, with regards to assets, we are working with Catherine, and I know Michael's involved in that, in having a list of assets that have belonged to Working Town Council and have been moved over to Allerdale. And rest assured, should devolution happen, and I say should because it isn't guaranteed, those assets we will be ensuring get returned to Working Town Council. And yes, the mayor's chains, deputy mayor's chains from Allerdale are on our asset list. So we do have them on our asset list. So that's that one. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to move on to employment. Sorry, Councillor Harrington. You're on mute.
Could I please ask Catherine a question according to the budget? Have you got the figures to put up on the screen, Catherine, please, so we can see the full budget as it's come out? Have you got? Because I haven't got them.
Which ones do you want to see?
What the final one with all the estimates of each the environment and all put separate to see what they are.
Can I just say, Councillor Harrington, that isn't on the agenda and it's a point of order.
It is, it is, I'm sorry about, it is on your agenda, it's to do with the budget. Now, come on, I'll copy your ear rolls for you. It is on the budget, it is on the budget agenda, and I'm asking a question about the budget.
My park on there, by the way, Hillary.
Okay,
Is my park on there?
part what?
Is my park on their budget?
Can we move forward on this?
No, I'm talking seriously now. I would like to see figures, please, of the total access.
Did we not get them through as part of the papers? They're all here.
Catherine, please. So can I quick look at them? Can you put them up on screen, please?
I'm just finding them, Hillary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just looking through them because Janet obviously did them and I don't know where she's put them. Schedule payments, pages out the wall. Just let me see if this is it. No.
Page 2.
Are you which budgets are you talking about, Hillary? Next year's budget?
Yes, of course, yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Right, well, next year's budget isn't on the agenda, Hillary.
When is it going to be on the agenda then? In the January?
Well, no, there'll be a separate budget meeting for that.
Because I wanted to see the estimate how much you got for the environment. Obviously, because I'm chair, what you estimate for the expenses for this coming into this year. I thought that was done now at this moment in time in the year. Is that right, Cuddle?
We usually do the budget in November.
Yeah.
But because of this pandemic, we haven't been able to meet. I think that's part and parcel of it, Hillary.
We have done the agendas. It just needs pulled together, and then we can sit down and look at it as a separate meeting.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine, Catherine. I just wonder if you had those figures in front of you now, to kind of look down and see what's what. As I said before, it's not been there. I was a little bit disappointed at that, but nevertheless, that's the way it is at the moment in time with the pandemic. Thank you,
Can I just say, probably at the end of when we can come out of this lockdown, I think we need to have 3 meetings, one for culture, one for environment, whatever, and we sit down together in a room and we organise our budget for next year.
It has to be done sooner or later, before 3 months. It's got to be done.
Yeah. I'm saying if the lockdown's out in the 2nd, we could meet maybe the 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever.
The lockdown has nothing to do with figures.
The pandemic.
The pandemic still works. We can still work with figures on the laptop. I'm not talking
All
about
right.
that.
Can we just bring that back to order now? Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Can we now move on? And we're going to go into employment. So at that point, can we stop the recording?